It is Crazy G in the G Spot. That is the name of this show.
Crazy J in the juice box.
That too, whichever one works. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we have Jake Orrall from Jeff The Brotherhood. I just want to say hello and welcome to the G Spot. Other than technical difficulties, what's going on? What's happening?
Well, just in the van. It's really loud in here, but because we're having some kind of mechanical issue with the drive trains, like whistling or something. I don't know. We're on our way to Washington, D.C. Everything's going to be okay.
That's what I like to hear on every end. My first question really is, can you tell us about Jeff The Brotherhood and how the band came to exist?
Well, we just kind of started playing music one day and then decided to be a band, pretty much. I mean, it's just me and my brother, so we kind of just always did it.
That was it? You just decided one day you were going to do a band and boom?
Yeah, we thought, hey, this will be a fun thing to do. We grew up in the country, so there wasn't a lot to do. So one day we were like, let's try playing music.
You got to do something out there, right?
Outside playing with tape something, we're like, let's try and play music.
No, hey, that's a great idea, man, and it worked out well. You guys just did an EP called Dig the Classics.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the making of this EP?
Well, we had 10 days to do it, start to finish. So each day I would learn the songs on guitar like the morning before we went to the studio, and then we would smoke a lot of weed and just kind of experiment with different sound stuff. And we spent about 6 days recording, and then a couple days mixing, and then it was done. It was just me and Jamin and the engineer Colin, who's a good buddy of ours, just kind of drinking wine mixed with Coca-Cola and getting high.
It sounds like a good combination, if you ask me.
Yeah, great.
Let me ask you about this EP a little more in depth. Was it any easier producing this EP compared to Hypnotic Nights, considering these tracks were cover songs?
It was a lot more exciting because when we make one of our own albums, we kind of already know what it sounds like because we've already written the song and we played them. We have like a particular style and we've kind of had time to develop the song in our head. So yeah, with these it was like we picked them like basically the day before we went to the studio, and so it's completely 100% about just trying stuff and seeing what stuck. So it was much more like it was more about the production, We're just trying to make those songs like our songs.
That's what it's all about. How easy was it for you guys to pick those particular artists and or tracks?
It's pretty easy. It wasn't really so much about the artists at all, really.
Well, you picked some incredible artists, and how was it covering Becks' track, Totally Confused, and how did you approach putting your spin on that song?
Well, we always thought it was like a really good melody, It's a catchy, like, kind of like, I don't know, it's very loose and like lacquery sounding song, and there's all like the pretty interplay of the violin and acoustic guitar and stuff like that. Like, what if we just made it into like the heavy guitar riff and really just did like over the top noise around it and stuff? Like, if you've ever heard the original, it's just kind of like acoustic guitar, violin, and drum. And we're like, what if we made it like into this huge like grunge like anthem kind of thing? That was the idea, anyways.
Well, it was a cool idea. What was you and your brother's overall favorite track to cover on this EP, and why?
Actually, that's both of our favorite was doing Becks' song, Totally Confused. It's the most fun one to play live, too. I think just because it's so loose and, like, it really, like, it's the one that we kind of, like, changed the most, I think, from the original. So it really, like, feels like just one of our songs now.
Well, that's cool that you're able to cover your favorite artists and songs that you guys like. I mean, not too many people get to do that or have that luxury.
Well, anyone can do that, really. They just if you have a computer in GarageBand, you can make your own covers of any song. We got a lot of interesting covers of Jeff Brotherhood songs pop up on GarageBand.
Ah, I'm going to have to check into that.
But it's true, not a lot of people have the luxury of being able to do it with major label funding at a really nice studio.
That's half the battle right there, just trying to get the funding for it,
Right. Unless you live in Nashville, where everyone's got a studio.
Your website states that the band has been putting the finishing touches on their next studio album.
It's actually been done since May.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And this is a follow-up to the critically acclaimed Hypnotic Nights.
Critically acclaimed is like, I think everyone puts that for the title of their album now. It's like, you get one good review and you get to say critically acclaimed.
And that's all it takes, man. Just one. It's expected to be released early next year.
Actually, I think they set a release date. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it.
All right, because I was just going to ask you, what can you tell us about the new studio album?
Oh, it's great. It's funny because our last album, I think we spent like a total of 2 weeks writing and then 5 days recording. It was really rushed. We really just needed to get something out because we've been touring so much. And so it's kind of like, you can kind of hear it, and the album's very fragmented and sort of not fully realized, in my opinion anyway. Whereas this one's like the exact opposite. We took a year off to write and record like for 3 months or whatever. And it's definitely our most sort of fully realized, like honed album that we've ever put out. It's like, I like to say it's the best album of this era of the band.
You know, you said you put one out in 2 weeks, but this one took a year.
Yeah.
From the obvious, and of course, you know, the longer you have to write something, I think it gets better. Do you think there's a happy medium, say, between the 2 weeks and a year? Or do you think it's just when you feel it's right to get it out there?
No, I think it has to do with when you realize that the songs are finished. But when you don't have any time to write, then, like, for instance, the last album, I think there's 3 or maybe 4 songs that I wrote when I was 19 on that record, and we just needed songs. So I just pulled songs from when I, from a long time ago because we didn't have enough time to write songs. Like, that was like the extreme end of not having enough time, and I guess that's the extreme end of, well, I guess bands take much longer than 6 months to write an album, but, I mean, I wrote like 35 songs for the record, and we only recorded 11, so we really worked on picking the best ones and even taking parts from songs we didn't use that were really good and putting those into the already really good songs, No, there's definitely, I mean, if you spend too long on that, you can definitely screw something up that's already good. I don't think we did that at all. We are waiting too long to release it, so it's not our call, Warner Brothers' call. It's easier when you can sit for 6 months and just concentrate on just writing. That's all I did.
Yeah, that's a long time. Jeff The Brotherhood is on tour as we speak. Will you be playing anything from the new studio CD coming out next year?
Yeah, we're playing stuff from the new record, playing stuff from the new EP, and then the last like 5 records too. So
cool.
It's a nice mixture. Something for everybody, we like to say. Something for everyone.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the fans of Jeff The Brotherhood?
Well, please come to our show.
Short and sweet and to the point. Who are some of you and your brother's musical influences, other than this EP that you covered?
Right, well, yeah, that EP definitely speaks a lot about our influences, but in one sort of area. Then we're also pretty heavily influenced by a lot of like early 70s hard rock stuff, Deep Purple and Thin Lizzy and Black Sabbath, stuff like that, and then also more like 80s punk stuff like that, like Ramones and Wipers, and then all the 90s, all the wonderful music from the early 90s.
That's a pretty awesome collection of artists. A lot of the bands you mentioned I grew up with, and to try to incorporate their style or what they've done, their influences into a newer artist, it's impressive. I got to be honest with you, I wouldn't even know where to begin to start writing a song. So that in itself, I give you all the credit in the world, because I don't know how you guys do it, but you do.
Well, we work hard.
That's the key. You work hard and you love what you do and you take pride in what you do and you try to put out the best quality product that you guys can. Are there any other plans in the works for Jeff The Brotherhood on any level other than the new CD coming out early next year?
Yeah, a lot more touring. We took a year off to make this record, so we're kind of starved for touring, so we're going to be doing that quite heavily in the coming year. We also, we're always working on musical projects, side projects or kind of one-off Jeff The Brotherhood stuff. There's always surprises. So go watch the Instagram or whatever.
I want to take the time right now to say thank you, Jake, for calling in here to the G Spot.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime. I appreciate it. Also want to thank NewEnglandConcertReviews.com.
Yeah.
I wish you, your brother, and Jeff The Brotherhood the best, man, and keep that stuff coming out. Keep on rocking. I'm hoping to catch you guys live soon.
Yeah, come to the show.
I'm gonna try my best to get there, my friend. I think I may have a schedule conflict, but
sometime soon.
I'm gonna check tonight, see if I can possibly make it. But
great.
Again, I wish you the best. I wish
Thank you so much.
Jeff The Brotherhood the best. I can't wait for the new CD next year.
Yeah, I think you like it.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate it too. Thanks again. Have a great show tonight, and good luck.
All right.
All right, man. Rock and roll.
Thanks, see ya.
See ya. Jake Orrall from the band Jeff The Brotherhood. Definitely very, very interesting. Their music is off the hook. Gotta check them out. It's really cool. So visit them on Facebook. Go to their website. Whatever you gotta do, you'll enjoy them. I know you will. I did. But right now we're gonna get back to the music here on the G-Spot. This is Aerosmith, Kings and Queens, right here on WSUR.